Okay, we're getting some breaking news with regards to that incident that took place, and the very ugly incident that took place in Mukherjee Nagar area in the national capital. The Delhi police have registered a case and will also be holding a meeting with the student community. That's the bit of news that we've just got. I'm going to go straight across to India Today's Atir Khan to get more details. Atir, just get us up to speed with the developments happening in this case.
Well, Avantika, sources have told us that senior police officers held a meeting after this incident, and they have decided to register a case of rioting into the incident which followed the police efforts of saving the girl from molestation. But the police says that, there was an assault on public servants, so there has to be a fallout. A case has to be registered. But the focus of police, Avantika, would be in line with their action which happened the other day. They said that they acted with a lot of patience, restraint. They did not initiate force against the students, but then they would be holding a meeting with the student community to find out, to try to identify who the assailants were, and also the focus would be that why there is this grudge against police personnel, why all of a sudden a number of students are gathered outside the police post. So the police would also like to know whether there is any other reason behind the students' anger against police.
Stay with me, Atir. I'm also going to go straight across to India Today, correspondent and a colleague of mine, Shioli, who joins us now in the newsroom. Shioli, more than the incident, what really causes me much concern is the fearlessness, the brazenness of these men who go on a rampage. They're unabashed. They just go out there and attack women. And I believe that you also went through a similar horrific experience in Hoskas. What happened?
This was our first New Year's in Delhi, and my friend had come over from Gujarat just to experience the New Year's, how Delhi, enjoys New Year's here. And because this was the first year at Delhi in the national capital, we didn't know where to go. So Hoskas was the only place where we thought that the youth normally goes there. So
it's a very popular hangout place.
Yeah, so we went there and we just saw people aimlessly, walking, wandering everywhere. Most of them were drunk, and there were these people, there were quite a few police personnel standing over there, but they couldn't do anything because the crowd was such huge. There were so many people over there that they couldn't just handle or regulate the crowd. And also it was seen that it was not just at that place, but everywhere in Delhi, right from Noida to Hoskas, the whole lane, all the roads, all the streets were just crowded with people, and it was like they didn't know where to go, they didn't know their destination. Each of the hangout places were overcrowded. So it was really very horrifying, and it was a shocking experience for us.
Atir, and that brings me to my next question. When I was speaking to the constable who was deployed at Mukherjee Nagar, I wonder, when the situation was getting out of control, when these men stopped the lady on her vehicle and began harassing her, why wasn't there a need for him or his colleagues to call additional force and clear the area of all those hooligans who were seen, or who we can see right now dancing away, clicking videos and stopping vehicular traffic?
Well, you see, as per the police account, that incident happened very quickly, and all of a sudden they had gathered. The policemen present on the spot tried to to bring the situation under control. They tried to convince the students from going away, but they were relentless. They were not going because they were also in a drunk state. So the police, if on the spot, had they initiated any excessive force, use of weapons, could have been fatal. It could have been a far serious incident, and therefore the police effort was to identify the culprits, the assailants who were responsible for assaulting, trying to assault the girl. But then it was the effort which could not be fruitful. The students went back, but then again they came and surrounded the police post, which made the situation even more serious, because they started pelting stones at the police post, and then the additional reinforcement had to be brought in to take control of the situation.
Absolutely. Atir, I would just like to play out these two incidents that have been reported. One, of course, that we have been talking over the last 3 to 4 days, the very shocking incident that has evoked outrage from the country, which took place in Bengaluru. I'm just going to play out both those visuals. What you're seeing is the incident on the right-hand side of your screen is what happened in Bengaluru. Now, there have been some developments. Only there was a lot of, after the hue and cry that was raised, these are the 4 arrests that have been made, after the cops intervened and investigated the CCTV footage of the very horrific crime of molestation. One can clearly see in that CCTV footage how these 2 men came on a scooter. They followed this girl as she was approaching her residence. They stalk her, they attack her, they accost her, they molest her. One of them, in fact, jumped out of his scooter and he grabs her. He gets physical with her. Well, 4 arrests have been made in this particular case. And similar scenes that we are getting to see in the footage that we have in our possession from Mukherjee Nagar area in the national capital. Men once again completely drunk. This incident also took place on the 31st of December. I spoke to the constable deployed in the area and he said that there was a crowd of more than 2,000 men. They were uncontrollable when the cops tried to speak to them. They completely refused and they began harassing a girl who was coming on the other side of the road, and that's when the cops intervened. They came to her rescue, but then what happened was that these drunken men began attacking the cops instead. So what happened was that instead of listening to the cops, backing off, they started attacking the police deployed in the area, and therefore the police had to rush from the area because stone pelting also began. These drunken men began throwing stones at the police. They rushed to the Mukherjee Nagar Thane, where they made a call to the SHO, and that's when the situation went completely out of control. I'm going to go back to that conversation that we had with the constable who was posted on duty on that night of 31st December in Mukherjee Nagar in Delhi. Anil Kaushik, this is what he said.
अपनी रसोई वाली गली है, उसके अंदर से एक लड़का और लड़की बाइक से आ रहे हैं। जो बाइक पे लड़की बैठी हुई थी, 2 लड़कों ने जिन्होंने एक येलो कलर का ऊपर और ब्लू कलर का ऊपर पहन रखा था, उन्होंने उस लड़की को पीछे अपनी तरफ खींचने की कोशिश की, लेकिन लड़की ने राइट हैंड से बाइक को पकड़ रखा था तो वो गिरने में नहीं गिर पाई। हम भाग के डिवाइडर पार करके गए, हमने लड़की को बचाया। वो जो भीड़ थी हमारे स्टाफ को जैसे ही हम उनकी तरफ गए देख कर अंदर की तरफ भाग जाती है। उसके बाद फिर काफ़ी भीड़ आई, उन्होंने फिर हमारे वहीं पथराव शुरू कर दिया था, लेकिन हम भाग गए चौकी में, सारे जो हमारा स्टाफ था। उसके बाद हमारे ऊपर पथराव किया, सारी चौकी के जो भी ग्रिल्स वगैरह हैं शीशे तोड़ दिए, गेट तोड़ दिया था ये, और हमारे कई स्टाफ को चोट भी है, मुझे भी राइट बाजू में चोट आई है।
We're going to go straight across to Athir Khan, who's keeping a close watch on the developments. Athir, you said that a case has been registered, but don't you think this is coming in too late? I mean, now that the visuals are there for all of us, we are now seeing these reactions from the constable who was posted on duty. We are now seeing the police taking cognizance of the fact that the cops were attacked when they were trying to rescue this lady on the 31st of December.
Well, that's right. You see, Avantika, the case was registered immediately, but the information has now been shared. But yes, absolutely, it's a very serious offence. Assault of a public servant, and especially a cop, is a very serious offence, and there has to be consequences. And that is why the police have registered a case of rioting, which in itself has serious, implications. So now the police will try to, the priority will be to identify the assailants who are responsible for that, eve-teasing incident, the assault on that girl. Plus, they will also try to engage with the student community and try to find out what's there in their minds. Why is it that they are so agitated? And all of a sudden, there was a mob mentality. They attacked the police together, and then they stormed the police station itself. So that makes it all the more serious. So police in that area would like to know what are the other problems. Why is this pent-up, anger against police? So that meeting is likely to happen pretty soon when we'll get to know, what are the other issues which are troubling students in that area.
Okay, Athir, stay with me. In fact, if we go back to the incident that took place in Bengaluru, we got a statement from the State Home Minister, G. Parameshwara, who has spoken to the media about the arrest of 4 men who groped, assaulted and robbed the woman in the street in Bengaluru's Kamanahalli.